Good afternoon. My name is Aringari Naum, and I'm going to take you through stitches. And our objectives of the day are we are going to look at the definition of the terms, whereby we are going to define the term stitch, classify different types of stitches and their functions, work on different types of stitches. So we are going to define the term stitch, whereby a stitch is a loop of thread used to join fabric together, creating seams or decorative designs. Or we can define it by saying that a stitch is a piece of thread sewn in cloth or the single movement of a threaded needle into and out of the cloth to form a garment. And then we are going to classify stitches where we have three classifications of stitches. One, we have temporary stitches, permanent stitches, decorative stitches, where for each of them has its function or has its own purpose. Where we have temporary stitches where they are used for making pattern lines, holding two or more fabric layers into position, ready for permanent stitching, where they are removed after stitching. Sorry. Then they include tacking, where we have even and long and short tacking. Then we have diagonal tacking, tailor tacking, and slip bursting. Then we come to permanent stitches, and these are the stitches that are done. They are done permanently. They are done after temporary stitches and have been put where they can last as the garment lasts. They should be secured properly on a material so that they cannot come out. They cannot come out. So they are divided into two classifications, not specifically two, but they are further classified into joining, neatening, and decorative or embroidery stitches. Here we have heard that we have different classifications of stitches. Here we have permanent, temporary, and decorative stitches. Here we have seen how they are used. So here we are going to see how they are worked on. We have joining stitches that are classified under temporary stitches, where we can say that they are used for joining two or more separate pieces of fabric together. Thread used should match the type of material. Examples of joining stitches are running stitch, back stitch, of sewing stitch, and machining stitch. So let's look at how they are worked, how those stitches are worked. So we are going to start by a running stitch. It's worked from left to right, from right to left, and it's made one stitch at a time. Then you should fasten on and off with a back stitch so that the stitches cannot come off. As you can see there, we are having a picture there showing us how the running stitch looks like. So let's go to another type of stitch, which is back stitch, that are worked from right to left. One side of the stitch will be more easily visible than the other, and it should be worked from the visible side so that it can be seen clearly. There we have a diagram showing us how the back stitch is done. Then let's go to another type of stitch, which is over sewing. There it is used to join two folded edges or sew edges together For example, the ends of hymns attaching tapes, etc. And it's worked from right to left, with the edges being joined, held away from the worker. There we have a diagram on how the offer sewing stitch looks like and how it is worked. Then let's look at knitting stitches that are also defined as decorative stitches. They are used for seaming hems and turnings and preventing raw edges from fraying. They use the type of the thread and the color, use the same type of thread and the color that matches the garment. Examples of knitting stitches are hemming stitch, loop stitch, buttonholing stitch, hemming stitch, and overcasting stitch. Then let's look at loop stitch and how it's worked. It's worked from left to right, from right to left, with the hem held over the fingers of the left hand and the rest of the garment held towards the work. And then we have the diagram on the hemming stitch and how the cloth should be folded and how the cloth should be folded. I think you have understood that one and of how it is shown up there clearly. Then let's look at loop stitch. It's worked over the row edges from left to right, with the edges held towards the worker. It's often wrongly referred to as blanket stitch, used to neaten row edges of seams inside garments, for example, flat or overlaid seams. There we have a diagram of the loop stitch, but somehow looks like a blanket stitch, but it's a loop stitch, and it shows us that what they have showed us how it's worked. I think there you have understood clearly. Then let's look at herringbone. It's worked from left to right of a single turnings with the folded edges held away from the worker. I think that diagram shows well how the herringbone stitch looks like, how it looks like. So from there, I think you have understood how the different types of stitches are worked and how you've seen how they look. So that's the end of our lesson, and we are going to meet next class. We are going to let's hope we are going to meet next class and discuss, not really discuss, but do a practical on making the stitches. So I'm going to give you a written test assignment where we are going to bring it next week. Go and do for me factors that can be considered to make stitches. So let's meet on our next lesson. And that's the end of our lesson today. Bye. See you.